It happened in broad daylight, on live television, in front of his wife, in front of the world. One bullet, and America would never be the same. November 22nd, 1963, a sunny Friday in Dallas, Texas. What began as a day filled with hope and admiration ended in shock, horror, and an everlasting question: who really killed President John Fitzgerald Kennedy? Who wanted the most powerful man on earth dead? John F. Kennedy wasn't just a president, he was a phenomenon. Young, charismatic, and visionary. His presidency ignited a new era of hope, but also a new wave of enemies. While the public saw charm, behind closed doors, Kennedy was ruffling feathers. The CIA was livid after the Bay of Pigs disaster. The Mafia felt betrayed after helping him win the election, only to be targeted by his brother, Attorney General Robert Kennedy. Southern segregationists seethed over his civil rights stance. And within his own administration, some whispered about power plays. By November 1963, JFK was campaigning for re-election. Dallas was just another stop. No one expected it to be his last. A sunny Dallas morning. Crowds gather. Secret Service preparing the motorcade. November 22nd, 1963. Dallas, Texas. 11:50 a.m. JFK and Jackie arrive, greeted with cheers. The motorcade begins. No one notices the open windows of the Texas School Book Depository. At 12:30 p.m., the presidential convertible limousine motorcade turned onto Elm Street, Dealey Plaza. Crowds cheered. Smiles waved. The mood was celebratory. The cheers reached a climax. And then, 3 shots rang out. Pause. Then, another shot. Then another. The first bullet missed. The second struck his back and exited through his throat. The third, the fatal shot, shattered his skull. Jackie Kennedy, in a moment of sheer panic and disbelief, climbed over the car as Secret Service agent Clint Hill jumped aboard. Crowds stunned, agents sprinting, chaos at Dealey Plaza. With sirens wailing, the Kennedy motorcade raced to Parkland Memorial Hospital. Doctors fought desperately to save him. But at 1 p.m., the president was pronounced dead. America stood still. From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Moments after the assassination, attention turned to the Texas School Book Depository. There, a lone gunman, 24-year-old Lee Harvey Oswald, a former Marine, a defector to the Soviet Union, a man with ties to radical leftist groups, was identified as the primary suspect. Just hours later, Oswald was arrested, not for the assassination, but for killing a police officer, J.D. Tippit. He denied everything. "I'm just a patsy," he said. But before Oswald could speak in court, 2 days later, live on TV, he was shot point blank by Jack Ruby, a Dallas nightclub owner with mafia ties. The official Warren Commission claimed Oswald acted alone. But many never believed that, and still don't. Conspiracy theories erupted. The CIA, angered by JFK's perceived weakness on communism and soft stance on Cuba. The Mafia, feeling betrayed and furious over his brother Bobby Kennedy's crackdown on organized crime. Anti-Castro Cubans, feeling betrayed after the failed Bay of Pigs invasion. Even Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, some claim he had the most to gain, eager for power. And then there's the infamous grassy knoll, suggesting a second shooter, a coordinated attack. One shooter? Or many? Truth or cover-up? One of the most chilling pieces of evidence, the Zapruder film. Shot by a bystander, it captures the precise moment the fatal bullet struck. But the direction of the shot, the trajectory, it all raised more questions than answers. For days later, the world watched a grieving widow, a mourning nation, and his young son, John, a 3-year-old boy saluting his father's coffin, in a moment that would be seared into history. John F. Kennedy was more than a man. He was a symbol of promise, of change, of what could have been. More than 60 years later, the mystery remains unsolved in the minds of many. Who killed JFK? Why was Oswald silenced so quickly? Was it a lone gunman? Or a deep conspiracy lost to time? What did the government know? The assassination of JFK was more than the death of a president. It marked the end of America's age of innocence and the beginning of an era of suspicion. What do you believe happened on that fateful day in Dallas? Was Oswald a lone wolf? Or just a pawn in a much bigger game? One thing's for sure, November 22nd, 1963, changed the course of history forever. Drop your thoughts and theory in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe for more true crime investigations. The Hidden Ruth, exposing the secrets they tried to bury.